Native Wellness Institute. Nistu Nidoniko Makoyo Sekoyi. Nistom Skapi Pikani. We're coming to you live from Hopland, California, Pomo territory. So welcome. Look who's here. Okay, so welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We're on Pacific time here, not Mountain Standard Time. So we're just coming to you live, and we just wanted to spend some time with you. So welcome to Native Wellness Institute. I tell you, it's been a week. It's just been some really good stuff has been happening in California. So welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We're here and we're doing the healthy relationship training of facilitators. And we've got about 25, some are Pomo speakers, some are Pomo dancers, some are Wailaki, we have a lot of the rancherias who come to us from way up to Northern California, to the Sacramento area, to Upper Lake. It's really, really interesting. So welcome to Native Wellness Institute's Wellness Wednesday. I just elated. Today's day one of our training, and we're here for 3 days. If you want to come stop by and say hi here in the California area. And I am sweating to death because back home it's like blizzard and some snow and all of that kind of good stuff. So Oki, Namskapi Pikani, Oki, Kainai, Siksikai, Abatsa Pikani, Oki if you're on. And we just want to say hello to all of our advocates. We want to say hello to all of the Kauai people that just embraced us and sang for us and prayed for us at the 37th Annual International Film Festival. So I'm just coming to you live because I'm facilitating this training. That's what I do. Yeah, I'm in Meadowlarks. Yeah, I was in Reservation Dogs. Yeah, I was in, Buffalo Spirit. Yeah, I've been in some other movies, but I call it my day job because I just like facilitating healing of natives. And so that's what we have here. We have some real young ones who got me on the Wi-Fi here. And we're actually in Tribal Council's chambers right now. All of their flags are here. Check this out. And this is where they sit when they have their Tribal Council meetings. And this is one of the 40th year membership recognition of the Hopland Band of Pomo Indians. And it's just incredible. One of the things that, Native Wellness Institute, when we come to Wellness Wednesday each week, I was just looking at, I love that the leadership here, the Band of Pomo Indians, Hopland, but they have their maps. And check these maps out. We start big. This is California, and wherever you see the red are rancherias, Pomo people. And then you get more specific, like South Cal Mountain Recreation Area, Winter Springs, Clear Lake, Highland Springs. Then you go down, you get towards Wickiup, Kentwood, and then you get, this is the Sacramento area. Just look alone in the Sacramento area. So just even that is, it's really good to get educated because there's some incredible things happening in Pomo country. There is, in the last 25, 30 years, there's been a resurgence of the language, of the dancing, of the structure, the system. There's many captains nearby. And they're kind of like, it reminds me of, the Blackfoot Confederacy. Our traditional societies are really strong here in Pomo land. So I just wanted to come to you on Wellness Wednesday and just to share with you that our Indian people are really going strong with bringing back systems of structure. And this is, even though there's other things happening in our country that doesn't, allow, like even this triggering to a lot of our veterans with the veterans, Venezuela, some of our veterans that were in Panama, some of our veterans that were in Vietnam, some of our veterans that were in other places. When they see this type of activity happen, they want healing. So I was just today, so it's January 7th. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. We always do positive, productive, and proactive. So I come with a couple of messages. And again, we were doing forgiveness and letting go. But today I come with a message of true forgiveness and reconciliation of tribes, reconciliation of regions, reconciliation of, husband and wife, or partner to partner. What are the reconciliations that need to happen in our land that bring us together? So I guess the topic is reconciliation. And we're doing the it's best practices. It's a curriculum that you can get by ordering from Native Wellness Institute by going to www.nativewellness.com. We've now got it condensed into a booklet and some handouts. And that's what we're participating in right now. I just flew in from Palm Springs to Phoenix to Santa Rosa, and the people here were gracious enough to come pick me up. They got a nice cozy place for me to stay. I slept so good last night. I slept 9 hours, and I was dreaming about a time, this is funny, about when there was beatniks and hippies in the 50s and 60s, and then the land here, because when I got picked up in Santa Rosa, Nick was showing me an area that had a women's camp. There was always this women's camp that was out, nearer towards the Ocean Way. And when women from the different districts would come, when their girls were starting to not be girls anymore and turn into women, they went and stayed at this camp, where they could learn all of the protocols and learn the dress and learn the songs and do prayers so that they could help the whole area, the whole, I'll say villages or the rancherias or the areas grow through matriarchy, through the women, through the life givers. And of course, a lot of California land, I was down with, I was just at... with the Cahuilla people, and we were down near Palm Springs, and the Saboba people, and they took us back into their ancestral land and their patriarchal, where really it was the grandpas. Man, I met the descendants of the original grandpas who took them into the canyons and where they hid. Also here, they went up and they hid they hid from the conquistadors. They hid in this state. Just a little bit of history. In this state, they were offering millions of dollars for the scalps of the natives in this state. And then in some places, they offered more money if it was a man or a woman. So they actually offered money for the genitalia and then the scalp of that person. So we're at a different time now in 2026. We're at a time, you should see how it's so beautiful here. They've just had the blessing of atmospheric rivers come down. Their rivers are full. There is so much water. They're loving it because there's not going to be fires. It's like the land is correcting itself. And when I was driving in, I've never seen the rivers and the lakes so abundant. So that's reconciliation. Remember our land, there's reconciliation with our land. Even, the earthquakes, even any of the difficulties that we have when the regions that we are, the land will correct itself. So I'm just excited. But anyway, we'll say a few things. We were In our group right now, we had a lot of discussion around language renewal, language immersion. And with this group, they just said they like to, they were never, it was never written. And that the way that they're bringing it back is they had to go to like UC Berkeley, with, they had to go into the archives, but they're bringing the language back. And we had a large discussion on, understanding how some of the language is written and then how it would be spelled phonetically. And so we came to resolution because there's 5 teams and they're all in the language, often the Pomo language. And then so they wrote it phonetically, and then we listened to different dialects. So it was really important to listen to the different dialects and how you say the word, and that it was all correct. You never to say someone's saying it wrong, because that hurts their feelings and they never try again. That's lateral violence when you say someone is pronouncing the Indian word wrong. A better way to say it is, that's good practice. Now try this in your dialect, and I think about even things like okay, different sides of the medicine line where I live, and how you say a word like that. Or, like igakima, it means try hard. Even to say igakima, the different dialects, mogakit, mokaki, strive for excellence in our language. It's the dialect, it's said different. And respect it all. So that was, we were just, because we had intense feelings, because some are scared to try to talk in the language. So what did we do? For each of the teams, they had to sing and dance their new team name. So they were butterflies, they were quail, they had to sing it, and they sang songs, It was just beautiful. So I just wanted to think about reconciliation. What does that mean for you? Reconciliation with your recovery, reconciliation with your sobriety, reconciliation with your family, reconciliation with your children, reconciliation with your siblings, reconciliation with your coworkers. That's a good way to look at it. So I just wanted to come to you for some time. And this reconciliation, there's steps. Some of the group here, we were just saying we need to sit like in retreat. We're eating together. Well, a spirit plate was made. It will be put out. We had a protocol for the way that the smudge is lit here, because I'm an outsider and I'm a guest, so it's improper for me. I'm not going to come here and make everyone Blackfoot. That's not the intention. So we were instructed, the abalone shell is used here. The California sage is used here. And then the clapper. And so we learned a lesson, because the 14-year-old that made the clapper for this event, it said anyone could sing. It's not supposed to touch the ground. So everyone was learning you need to set it on a cloth. And the clapper is what it's saying with. That's in this area. And so it was just all the protocol of allowing the sage to come around and allowing people to put it in different parts of their body. And, of course, I got Native Dad's shirt on, get drugs off our res. Because shout out to Native Dads Network. You were everywhere. This shirt was at the first Healing Together at Brooks at Cache Creek in 2022, and so I cherish it. I've washed it a bunch of times, and yeah, it's but it's still holding it. It still can hold me. Anyway, we're so reconciliation with your recovery. That means start going to more meetings. Start a meeting. Reconciliation with your meditation, your 12-step books. That means going to try something new. I'm going to, I always go to meetings wherever I'm at. So I sit in talking circles. I sit in with the smudge, and we get to tell some of how we got sober. And since, it's January 1, a lot of people get sober January 1, January 2, January 3. Now we're in 7. And saying prayers for those, I have a very dear friend who she had stopped drinking, but she's going into a VA for her post-traumatic stress disorder. A lot of people are checking into healing. A lot of people are getting a therapist. So you have to have reconciliation with that therapist, with that sponsor, with that counselor. So think about signing up for more than maybe what you're doing now. And if you ain't going to no meetings and you don't have no therapist, you're not listening to podcasts, you're not smudging every morning with the morning sun, you're going to relapse. So anyway, reconciliation. But I was thinking, I had a thought, because I still have in our siblings and my cousins, because today, my heart hurts because one of my uncles, who's two-spirit, Howard, rides at the door. Is his funeral at Fort Hall today, and I had to reconcile because I'm out here, and I have all these people were depending on. I had to go to work, but this morning I posted some pictures. I checked in with everyone last night. And it was tough weather because we have some blizzards up where we are. So Missoula people and Browning people, it took a lot to drive to Fort Hall. So think about that reconciliation because, I have, mine is, Howard always in our family talked about our societies. Howard, and one of the things that he really wanted to see come back with the Amskapi Pikani is the Kami Poismanix, the stand-up headdress. And he started with our cousins, he started transferring those stand-up headdresses because it's, we're just human, but the headdresses have the ability to uplift the spirit of people. And that's why we're supposed to wear it in public. That's why we're supposed to wear it wherever we go, because it uplifts the people. So think about your sacred instruments. Is, the drum that is made, the rattle that is made, the song, the voice of what you sing is for reconciliation. And, I just wanted to come to you live because we're just having a good time here and the food is here and I'm hungry. I get lunch for 15 more minutes and then we go back into session. So think, the topic of to reconcile. I'm doing some reconciliation with my younger self. Because this Ukiah area was the area in which I drank with Alice Hefty, in the 70s. And so I needed to come here and reconcile. I went out and I did a walk last night. And I put out tobacco, Pastas Khan, reconciling with my old self and my new self. And I think that's why I slept so well. So what is the reconcile with the behavior that you had when you were still using, or when you hadn't been healing, when you were still gambling, when you were still with many partners and playing that's game playing. Gambling is, they always say when you sober up, you quit drinking, and then you lose it on gambling. So you got to quit gambling. And then when you quit drinking, quit gambling, and then you fix your teeth after that. Then you go back to school. So think about those reconciliations with the old behavior and the new behavior. It's just like I'm really excited. I'm hoping to touch base with Mike Duncan because him and his fiancee they're getting married in recovery. So that's a type of reconciliation, is when you meet someone and you make a vow, and even if you've been married, maybe you need to review your vows and do them again so that you're signing up to be in reconciliation with that other person or that other partner. And so, I'm just totally excited. You know, I wanted to come on for a little bit. So in 2026, I was doing my journaling. I started reading my forgiveness and moving on meditations, and I've been journaling. You know, reconcile with that, writing your thoughts down. You know, getting rid of the ones that don't feel so good and keeping the ones that feel good for you. So my goal today was to shoot from my gut as a facilitator. So we're calling this the training of facilitators, not trainers, not, you know, death by PowerPoint or anything like that. And I've just been going on my gut feeling, and you can see what we have. Listen to, there's music here. Listen to what we have. I'm just facilitating from, because I just said, please, Ishtapatapi, let me come from a good place in my heart. Nugakimokit, Nugaspomokit, pity me and help me today to heal the healers. And so think of that, heal the healers, and you're one of the healers because you're native and you're in this. Heal the healers is where we need to move in 2026, because if they're working on their healing, they got to give it away. And you can't give away what you don't have. So healing the healers is reconciliation. Even if they're the licensed clinical social worker or they're the traditional practitioner, healing the healers. That's a note. So it's going to be a short one today. I might come on in the next couple of days because we just got some vibrant grandmas here. We even have Nasty Nellie. She was at our TOT and she showed up again where we all used our nicknames. Anyway, I just love seeing her. But I wanted to come on. So think reconciliation. And, you know, and see Meadowlarks if you can. It's now going to start being shown in America. I know up in today, I think one of the BB sisters said it was January 7th, it was being shown in Alberta. So, and that's 60 Scoop. There's a lot of healing and reconciliation. Concentrate on that. Concentrate on the positive, productive things that are happening in our society and happening with our groups. That's the reconciliation. So I just want, I want to say Kitsikako Mem, that means I cherish you. I really like that I come on here every week, so it's my give back. I'm just sharing. I'm just the badass auntie just sharing with you. You know, I want to say a special shout out to Eli Andreas, the Kawiyas, the 22 Kawiyas who came and danced for our film. I want to say a special shout out to Nick here, to Josie, to all of. We even have a woman here that was in my mom's treatment program in 1987 and 1988. She's in this training, and we got to talk about New Dawn Lodge and White Cloud and how it morphed into the Friendship Center, which is a great treatment program in San Francisco. And they sweat every week. One of Native Wellness Institute's trainers, Aurora Mamea, leads the sweat, and community can come in and the people in treatment can come in. Sweat together, pray together, call someone, reconcile, have the forgiveness. Call someone right now after this Wellness Wednesday and check on them. See if they're okay, or just visit, just tell stories. That's reconciliation. You can see the badass teaser laughing. I'm going to go eat, so we'll see you very soon. Kitakito Matsuno.